Hello, I'm Dieonik, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa. So, the music is really loud, so I turned it down a little bit more, so hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. It's extremely loud for me. But, let us, I guess, we're inspecting the body again. Again, so like for the fourth time. Alright. A thorough investigation should tell me once and for all whether this is Kirigiri or not. Well, let's look at the hand. It looks like there's something attached to the corpse's fingernails. These are fake nails, and they're fairly long, too. They almost seem like they would get in the way. Okay, is this a mislead? Is this just her corpse from previously? I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna stop guessing. Oh my god, this music is so loud. What the hell? Why did you have to turn up the music like 6 decibels for this part of the game? They almost seem like they would get in the way. They do. You know, hence 2 of them are missing. Loaded fake nails and your Electro ID you can find in the ammunition menu. Plus, on top of the right hand, there's a tattoo. It's hard to tell because of the burns, but it appears to be a dog of something. It looks like a wolf head to me, but whatever. Maybe it's a corgi. They look very similar. I don't think I've seen a design like that before. Me either. Loaded tattoo into your Electro ID you can find in the ammunition menu. Okay. What else is there? Okay, so we'll randomly look at the top, and then we'll randomly look at the torso. The other half of the body is burned black from the fire caused by the explosion. Also, only the upper half of the body, where it's burned, is wet. So also, normally explosions don't necessarily cause fires, so it was like an incendiary explosion, probably specifically for destroying evidence. It probably wasn't for killing anyone, it was probably for, like, charring the body to where we just couldn't recognize it. Or it's burned. Is wet? Right. Because he made her wet. When the corpse is on fire, I splash water on it. Since I only threw water onto the burning upper half, it makes sense that the lower half isn't wet. In other words, there's nothing strange about the upper half being... All of that just to say, alright, whatever, bro. Like he does that constantly. Right? Okay. Well, whatever. Loaded after the explosion into your Electro ID you can find in the ammunition menu. The lab coat the victim is wearing is completely burnt. Only part of it is left. Okay. The lower half of the body doesn't seem to be wet. When the corpse is on fire, I threw water onto the burning upper half of the body. Okay, there's no way that the body is still alive, right? Because I would guess that, like, you would be soaking wet under, like, a burn suit or something to keep the... Then again, it might just, like, conduct too much heat through it, because that's, like, oven mitts. If you get an oven mitt wet, and you try to take something out of the oven, it no longer does its job, and you'll burn the crap out of yourself because of the way that heat is transferred through water. Water is an excellent conductor. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of any reason that the body would be wet prior to the fire, and nothing's coming to mind. Maybe it's obvious. I don't know. The corpse is on fire. I threw water onto the burning upper half of the body. That's why the lower half isn't wet, right? All right, so that's it. So away from the body, yeah. All right, so we got to look at the knife, the stabby, and then we'll look at the helmet. Helmy. Let's look at the stabby. I feel like the knife would have been blown further away. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. It's probably just a me thing, but I feel like if it blew Fukawa like on the other side of the world, the knife would be sticking out of the ceiling, right? Right? I don't know. Maybe it should be sticking in one of us because we're pretty close. There's a knife on the ground. I'm guessing this knife is the same one that was in the body before the explosion. And the force from the explosion sent it flying. According to the Monokuma file, the knife wound extends from the abdomen all the way to the back. Was she missing nails before the explosion? I don't know. I'm just thinking about like how the scene was before the explosion, because something else must have happened that I keep pointing out the water, right? Like that's got to be some kind of I guess foreshadowing. All right, all the way to the back, which means that was the cause of death. Maybe. You know, I feel like I've seen this knife somewhere. Could it be? No, you can't put 2 and 2 together. Also, they don't have nails there. Alright, so that can't just be a, an illustrator choice, right? That can't just be something they overlooked. Like, that's gotta be a clue right there, right? I mean, it seems very obviously to be a clue. Alright, whatever. Yeah! The knife that masked person had. That they got from me. Something smells kind of fishy. It's probably the fact that there was no tattoo and no, hold on, which hand was being held? No, it was left hand. Left hand. So yeah, there may have been a tattoo, but why would they only have, yeah, there definitely wasn't stick-on nails, so there's way too many similarities. Oh no, hold on. I mean, I feel like we would see something, right? Or that you would have noticed the tattoo. No, that's the right hand. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so we would see a tattoo. What the shit is going on? I was so sure I had it figured out last episode. I was like, oh yeah, no, I know what happened, but no. Alright, anyway, the masked person who attacked me last night had this knife in their hand. And then that same knife showed up here, sticking, not stricking, out of the stomach of someone in that mask, in that mollusk. And that mollusk. In which case, could the reason this masked person ended up getting stabbed be because I stole the knife in the heat of the struggle? Oh. So what, you're gonna think that you're the murderer? Nah, like, it's not even the same person, so don't worry about that. And then no. If we assume the masked person murdered her here is Giri, then that means the person in the mask who attacked me last night was also Giri. Okay, well that might be the case, but why wear a mask? I have no idea. I don't remember anything that happened last night. But still, there's no way that could have. Loaded knife into your yeah, of course the music starts back up. Head to your Electro ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. Alright, let's look at this. It's like fragments of some sort. They're burnt, so they're hard to say for sure. But I'm sure I've seen them before. But it's hard to say before. I don't know. But where? Was it there? It's probably a good idea to check that out later. Maybe the frame from the Chicken Coop? But I thought that was blue. I don't know, it may have been red. Alright, well, let's look over here. Chicken Coop, there are chickens in it. Yeah, no, there was nothing. 4 chickens. Wait, 4?! Ooh. What's up, Neggies? Negs? Good timing, Agakir. I've got a question for you. Do you remember how many chickens were in this coop? I most certainly do. Exactly 5, dude. Oh, really?
Huh?
What's wrong? One's missing. There are only 4 chickens here. What? Ah! That's weird. I wonder when it went missing. When I checked in on yesterday, just before nighttime, all 5 were there. Oh god, what do we do? 5 turning into 4 is a colossal problem for Fabric of the Universe, dude. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Even just one piece missing, and the universe remains forever incomplete, dude. Well, you just said 5 like a billion times, so the concept of the number 5 has not transformed into the concept, the number 4. So you probably don't have to worry about it. Ignoring Higekir. Could the chicken going missing have something to do with this murder? Yeah? Loaded missing chicken, your Electro ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. Okay. Alright, well, let's look in here. It's probably a good idea to reinvestigate the shed, too. There was a fiery explosion. Did they do what I suggested they do? I mean, I see the fertilizer there. I don't know if there's a bag missing. They could have. I mean, everything was here, and anyone who was writing it would have been like, oh, well, we have pool supplies, and we have fertilizers, so combine. It's a dusty mess. Seems like a pretty run-of-the-mill shed. But hold on, there's a white vinyl sheet here. Were there vinyl sheets in the shed before? It might have something to do with the murder, so I should at least check it out. Hold on, I wanna look at the fertilizer first. Can fertilizer be made into a murder weapon? I can imagine a chemist could, but we don't have any here. It's simpler than you might think. The front side of the vinyl sheet is filthy. Dirt and mud everywhere, and it's soaking wet. But the back side is completely clean, not even a drop of water. It's kind of peculiar, huh? Alright, so usually I have some good idea of what the hell is going on during the murder. And I guess I figured out like one small piece, that the body isn't the body. But I'm completely like, what the hell is going on? Alright, okay, whatever, it's gonna blow my mind apparently. Kind of peculiar, huh? Vinyl sheet, dirty and wet, on only one side. Loaded a white vinyl sheet into your lecture ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. That about does it for things I wanted to look at here. Is that still there? Not being curious? Something appears to be carved in the accent. Alright, yeah. Crazy diamond. It's a phrase of... Alright. Alright, well... Let me make sure... Alright, let's look at the, let's look at this. If I'm not mistaken, this is the control panel for the sprinkler system. The sprinklers are set to go off every morning at 7:30, and it can't be reprogrammed. Okay, this is insane. This is an insane theory, and it's probably completely wrong. But the only thing that makes sense to me for why the corpse would be wet from prior to me throwing water on it is that it was already blown up once and set on fire and then dressed up and then blown up and set on fire again, to which I threw water on it. And I feel like that would be a valid reason for as to why the... Okay, no. So what I'm supposed to get from that is that there was a tarp over the lower part of the body for some reason. I don't know why. And then the sprinklers set off at 7:30. So the corpse has been here for a while. I don't know where the corpse would have been because we didn't see it. What was that earlier today when we were in here? Sorry, I'm trying to put it all together to try to make myself feel better and not like, oh, and be like, oh yeah, I already figured it out. So is the water... Well, yeah, the water is a clear indicator that the corpse has been here since at least 7:30. So I don't know how that fits into everything yet, but also the tarp must have been dirty side down to preserve the other side, because if it were dirty side up, then the water would have washed it away, right? And the other side would have been on top of the corpse. So maybe it was buried and then unburied and then let the water wash away any of the dirt, and then the fire happened, and then I don't know why that would happen, probably to cover up evidence, but I don't know why they would do it that way. I don't know. Sprinklers are set off to go every morning at 7:30, and it can't be reprogrammed. Hold on, wait. Given the sprinklers go off at 7:30 a.m., if the corpse is here before then, it would naturally be wet. That means the murder took place. Well, no, we already figured that out. No, we just figured out that that's not the case, right? We got that it could have been weeks ago, and there's not really, and really, so the only indicator that someone had been murdered is that 3 people have to discover the corpse, right? So the murder could have taken place forever ago, and no one would have discovered the corpse except for the person who did the murdering. So so those things I said. I mean, I guess there'd probably be bloating and gross stuff, but I don't know. They bleed pink, so who knows? Anyway, I entered it into my Electro ID. Alright. Okay, so I'm thinking that's probably it. Let's talk to everyone. Hey, Negi, do you remember what the corpse looked like before it blew up? I'm pretty sure. The palm's facing up. Could the explosion have turned the hand over? Also, I don't know whose boots those are. I don't think Kiri wore boots like that, but their face is covered by a mask, and their body was covered by a lab coat. There was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and their clothes around that area were covered in blood. It had apparently stopped bleeding, but the blood still hadn't dried. Togumi said that if we touched it, we were likely to get our hands stained. Although, for how much blood there was no sign of any on the ground around the body. That is true. Thanks for helping me remember, Negi. You were a really big help. By explaining it to you, Asahina, I was also able to remember what things were like before the explosion. So thank you too. Yeah, I mean... Wait, what the hell? Okay, so either, again, that is an illustrator's choice, or the boots changed. Alright, okay, well, I don't know. And after all this, we still don't know who the body is. But whoever it is, I won't look. I won't black out again. Right, because Genocider comes out if you see blood. It's 11 o'clock right now, dude. And? I was trying to remember what time we discovered the body. The time we discovered the body, huh? I went back over memories of the day, trying to remember what time we found the body. I woke up at 7 o'clock to Monokuma's morning announcement, and when I went to the cafeteria... The body discovery only went off when we were in the, screen room. So at first I thought that that was like, oh, okay, well, the whole system shut down and it's being cute and being like, okay, we wanted to make you believe that you were done, but you weren't really done. But now I'm starting to think that maybe the body was in that room. Maybe the body is inside of the Monokuma thing. Maybe this is just an old body. And, like, maybe the first time that we encountered the corpse, it was like a Saw-like thing where he was, like, dead in the middle of the room the entire time. Dead in the middle of the room the entire time. Woke up at 7 o'clock to Monokuma's morning announcements and went to the cafetorium soon after. Then I met up with Asahina. That was probably around 7:30 a.m. So that is probably around when the corpse would have been there since you woke up, probably. Right? I think. After that, I went to the gym where everyone else was, and then we moved to the headmaster's office. Fukawa, who went to get the pickaxe, found the body then. At that time, it was... Fukawa, what time is it? When we left the gym, it was a little before 9, so it should be right about 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, it was around 9. Ah, yeah, that sounds about right. The corpse is discovered at 9 o'clock. Sounds good to me. Work here is done. Well, that's not true. That's not true. We don't know that the corpse was discovered at 9 o'clock. We know that the corpse was discovered after we got into that room that, Monokuma told us that we discovered a corpse. Higekir's work. There's not a whole lot of that, huh? Yeah, well, it's also not correct, I don't think. Loaded incident timeline into your lecture ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. Alright, so let's talk to you. Perfect timing, Negi. I have a question for you. Alright. What's your question, sir? A question for me? About your alibi. My alibi? Give me your alibi for last night at 10 p.m. I was being attacked. I wasn't feeling very well, so I went to weep. But what do you need my alibi for all of a sudden? And for after nighttime began, no less. Isn't it obvious? This murder could not have occurred before 10 p.m. last night. Well, why couldn't it have? And how do you know that? I came to this garden just after the nighttime announcement ran last night. As part of my search for the others, so I could inform them about Monokuma's being disabled. Well, it could have taken place at any time and buried and whatever. I came here to find Higekir because he spent a considerable amount of time in the garden these past few days. I can say for certain that there was no corpse here at that time. Which is to say, the murder occurred sometime after that. Sometime after nighttime began, when I paid a visit to this garden. However, Higekir, Fukawa, Asahina, and I were all in the gymnasium together, gymatorium together until morning. Huh? After meeting up with the Higeki in the garden, we immediately went to the two girls' rooms. After that, the four of us went to the gymatorium, and began work on disassembling Monokuma. As a precaution, we avoided individual activity during that time. We even went to the restroom in pairs. In short, the four of us have a perfect alibis. On the other hand, the only ones without alibis are me and Kirigiri.
So,
And assuming that corpse belongs to Kirigiri, well, you're also ignoring the headmaster in your little scenario, sir. The only one without an alibi is me! On top of that, when we went to Fukawa's and Asahina's room, we also went to your bedroom.
nanda.
But there was no oh, right. Okay, I thought they went inside. I was like, how did I get inside? Nowhere. Now, where exactly were you? I was in my room, honest. I was just asleep because I wasn't feeling well. With no one to confirm what you claim, that doesn't qualify as an alibi. Well, you should really tell him about all the weird stuff that happened. Yeah, I know. So what's your next move? The board is not laid out in your favor. This is kind of bad, isn't it? Probably. For me to be the only one without an alibi. You're not the only one without an alibi, though. Whatever. Loaded Togumi's testimony into your lecture ID you can find in the ammunition menu. Go back to the funky jazz. Not jazz. Rock. It's rock. Anyway. I think I've seen everything I wanted to investigate here. But it's still not over. There are still other places that need to be investigated. I need to go there. Go there to figure out the source of those fragments I found. And I need to collect as much information about Kirigiri as possible. Is it the creepy room with all the cut-up stuff? Because that's the only suspicious room I can really think of. Kirigiri as soon as I possibly can. Is that corpse really Kirigiri's? And if so, when did she get that tattoo on her hand? What if Kirigiri who attacked... Was it Kirigiri who attacked me last night? I'll probably be able to answer those questions by finding out more about Kirigiri. Finding out more about Kirigiri. She hardly ever spoke about herself. But if I go to her bedroom, I should be able to find something out. However, the key to her room... I'm simply going to restrict your movement, so you can't go, or you can't do anything else suspicious. Restrict my movements. Hand over your room key. I've got to ask for his help, and see if he'll lend me the key to Kirigiri's room. Alright, okay, so we're gonna do that next episode, I think, and then we'll get Kiri's room out of the way, and then it'll probably be time to start the trial, I think? And those will probably be longer episodes. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, comment on what you think of the game, what you think is going on, if I'm on the right track, if I'm completely out of my mind. Go check out the other videos I've done, and I will see you soon. No.